Hey guys, TechMention with the video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the iPhone 12 lineup. As you can see here, we have different colors of each of the model here in 2021. And the reason why we're going to be comparing these and kind of let you guys know the difference that you need to know is that some things have changed. Apple stopped selling the Pro and the Pro Max of the iPhone 12 when the 13 was released. And now you can only actually get the regular 12 and the 12 mini. And why Apple has done that, it's probably because Apple wants you to buy the $1,000 and up model, but they still want you to buy the cheaper model. Well, not quite cheap, but this video we're going to break it down all for you guys. So let's dive right into it. As you can see here, first thing first is the box size difference. The Pro Max with the biggest box here, and then of course the regular 12 Pro and the regular 12 here, same size box, and the mini here. Mini is the first time Apple has actually introduced this size, which is a 5.1 inch display size phone that's all screen for the very first time Apple has introduced that. Another thing to note, the lineup or production of the 12 is that the box has shrunk. What used to be bigger boxes, it's a smaller box now. And why is that? It's because Apple has removed the power adapter and the headphones from its boxes. So the only thing you really get when you're paying for these expensive phones is just going to be that USB-C cable. And here, as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and take these out of their boxes here because there's really not much in those boxes. So you have the 13 mini here, the regular 12 here. Again, the 12s are going to be the more of the full size here, along with the Pro here that we have. And finally, the Max here. So for the sake of this video, just to keep things a little bit shorter, instead of saying 11 Pro, Max, all that long stuff, we're just going to simply say the Max Pro, the 12, and then the mini here. So these are going to be what we're looking at or kind of be comparing against here. So size wise, if you really look at it, of course, the Pro and the regular 12 are actually the same size in terms of their body here. They almost seem like they're using some of the same parts between these two, besides that becoming a Pro. The mini and the Pro Max are the bigger size one, 6.7 inch, 6.1, 6.1, and of course the mini here, it's 5.4. All of them are all screen display, so you don't have that home button that utilizes Touch ID. They are running on iOS 14 out of the box, and they have those app icon widgets going on, all that and much more going for these devices. So let's talk about the color here. That's going to be another deciding factor. We showed you that we have silver here, gold here, which are the standard one, and then the graphite one that you can get. But for the Pro and the Pro Max, you have the specific blue, which is the first time Apple had introduced this. So the Pro lineup here between these two phones, Apple with the 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max, they're always going to have that gold, graphite, silver color. Those are going to be standard, but they'll introduce a new color, which we are recording on is the 13 Pro in Sierra Blue. So Apple seems to like that color blue in different shades. When it comes to the regular 12 and the 12 mini, this is where you're getting a little bit more options, especially if you are a person that's looking to get variety of colors. You have these two phones in purple, you have them in blue, you have it in green, you have it in red, white, and black as well. So if you really don't dig those other colors, this is where the mini and the regular 12 are going to come in to play. As you'll notice here, the other thing here, it's going to be the camera here. So again, if you look closely here, the mini and the 12 both have two 12 megapixel camera. Now when you're moving up to the Pro and the Pro Max is where you're going to get those triple camera, 12 megapixel camera. Of course, if you're looking at the minor technical tinier details, is that the best camera is going to be on the 12 Pro Max here. And if you really look at it, when you're comparing all of these between these two phones, is that at that telephoto lens you get a 2.2 versus just a 2.0 for that focal here. That's why the 12 Pro Max has a better camera. Across the mini and the regular 12 here, the camera specs, if you really look into it, are pretty much the same. Besides, this is small phone, bigger phone. These cameras pretty much exactly the same. The other thing that we're going to mention here between these devices is that if you look closely here, this LiDAR, which is only going to be available on the Pro and the Pro Max, isn't available on the regular Mini or the regular 12 here. That's another distinguishing factor of these two phones. Now let's talk about another distinguishing factor between these two, between all of these phones. It's going to be the base storage model that you get on these devices. So Apple is known to not give much storage when it comes to smartphone comparing to some of the other smartphones in the industry, and not sure why Apple does that, and it makes it even tricky because it's all built in, so you can't really even add your own. You have to buy iCloud storage if you need more storage. That's why if you really don't want to use that and pay for that, this is where the base storage is going to be a matter for you. By default on the Pro and the Pro Max here, you're going to get a base storage of 128 gigs. So that's going to be the base here. And now you can, with that base, you can actually go up to 256 gig or 512 gig. So the max on the Pro and the Pro Max are going to be the 512 gig. Now on the regular 12 and the 12 mini here, this is where things get a little bit different, is that the base here, Apple, not sure why they didn't give us that 128 gig, but it's going to be 64 gig. Although you can get it upgraded to the 128 gig, you're paying $100 more for that upgrade here. Again, same thing with the mini here. We'll show you guys. This is going to be a 64 gig, the base model. This is of course the medium grade of it. That's why it's 128 gig. Both of these two phones max can only go up to 256 gig. So you're really limited. So if you really are a person who needs that 512 gig, really want to put that much stuff in it, and nowadays it doesn't seem like a lot, you're going to be looking at the Pro and the Pro Max of these two phones. Now let's talk about the battery life on these phones. Again, they are known to have pretty good batteries, well, at least 12 and up. The mini is probably where the battery is, you're really getting shorted out there with the battery here. The mini here, the reason why we're going to isolate this one out is because the Apple only put a 27 mAh battery on it. Because it's a smaller phone, it couldn't of course fit a bigger battery, but that's really the bigger thing to notice. But when you're comparing the battery out of all these phones, the biggest, baddest, and powerful device here, the Pro Max here, has the biggest battery with a whopping 3687 mAh battery, the biggest battery on these. And then the regular 12 and the 12 Pro have both 2815 mAh battery here. Again, when it comes to battery life, if you're looking at phone for more to use throughout most of the day, you're going to probably be looking at the 12 and up. Don't consider the mini. The mini battery isn't that great. We think Apple could have done better with the mini because it's a smaller phone. If they, improved on having pretty much maybe a 2500 mAh battery, probably give it a better feel and look to that device here. Now, so let's really break it down and bring it for you guys. Between all these devices we mentioned, the camera, of course, best on your Pro Max, and then you have the Pro in terms of camera. But when it comes to other minor details that you're looking at between these devices, it's going to be coming down to sort of what you can get. Right now, you really can't get the 12 Pro or the 12 Pro Max on the store here, and that's because Apple wants you to get the 13 Pro, which we bought again recently, did some unboxing video and testing, so make sure you guys check those out. With the regular 12 and the 12 mini, Apple reduced the price by merely $100 when the 13 and the 13 mini came out. That's not much of a difference. So if you're looking at upgrading or getting it, probably would go with the 13 versus the 12 because it's only $100 difference that you're going to be paying. And of course the same goes for the mini here. The mini is for someone who's sort of doesn't want one of those bulkier, bigger phones, wants a really lightweight phone, but prefers a smaller screen. You don't really care about not having the greatest battery. Of course the battery could have been better. That's where the mini comes in, and the cheapest model out of this whole lineup that we have here. So that's sort of our review of these phones here. When it comes to the 12 lineup, we generally recommend if you're going to be getting with the 12 here, probably can't go wrong with either the 12 or the 12 Pro. Now, if you're looking for the best battery, the best camera, best everything, pretty much the Pro Max here. Again, if you have smaller hands, it might be uncomfortable. Even with my hands, which are average size, feels a little bit bigger, especially when you put it in your pocket or your jeans. It's heavier, of course, so you're gonna feel like it's a bulkier phone. But that seems to be the trend with smartphones, just simply going with bigger phones. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If this video is helpful, I want you guys to leave a comment in the comment section if you guys have been using or using any of these devices, what your experience have been, and while you're at it, make sure that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.